Looking in quickly at the 4-3-3 that Zinedine Zidane will roll out today. You saw Keylor Navas. A few questions for the Tico netminder, but not in front of him. Pepe will get the day off, but on still injured, so Nacho steps in. And in the midfield, it's a chance for Isco. So often on the bench, but today the man off the bench drawing the spotlight, Alvaro Morata. Phil Shane alongside Gary Bailey. And Gary, Morata's been begging for starts today. He's going to get one, and it won't be easy.
Yeah, hi Phil. Yes, I think he deserves it. Absolutely. His scoring ratio is better than the Benz. He's quicker. He works harder. He defends better from the front line. So I think well done, Morata and Isco. I would suggest that he also deserves a start. He's been so creative and so excellent for Real Madrid when he has played.
Take a look on the other side. Speaking of begging for chances, in a moment, Varas in goal. Keep an eye on Mauricio Lemos, the young Uruguayan, in my mind ready to burst out as the next great defender. In the midfield, Roque Mesa pulling the strings, but it's Hesse, the ex-Madrid man, begging for a chance to shine. He'll get it at the Bernabeu today, but not in white.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll want to prove his old team that they shouldn't have let him go. But to be fair, he tried at PSG, it hadn't worked. He's been here for 4 games and not scored. He's got a lot to prove today.
Hashtag BN La Liga on our Twitter accounts. Feel free to send in your thoughts. We are underway at the Santiago Bernabeu, and David Fernandez Borbalon blowing the whistle. Probably won't be the last time. In the right corner, wearing the yellow and blue, Las Palmas. Wearing the all-white, defending the goal towards the left, it is Real Madrid. Starting the round as league leaders, but Barcelona throwing a gauntlet down. Good ball, and Bale into the middle, the slashing run, Alvaro Morata, but it's not going to count. Oh, what a way that would have been to make his mark.
Absolutely, what a good ball here from Gareth. Yes, he's just offside. And you know what? It's a wonderful finish, but from Morata's point of view, you can see down the line. Just hold your run by 1 yard, and what an incredible start that would have been.
Well, for Las Palmas, exactly what they didn't want to happen. Flipped over to the near side, but they lived to tell about it. This midweek encounter, match day 25, although Real Madrid still with that game in hand against Celta Vigo. Celta in action at the same moment. They'll be taking on Espanyol. We'll keep you up to date on that. Our players to watch brought to you by the new Just for Men Control GX, the first shampoo that gradually reduces gray. Well, Isco sometimes causing gray hairs on the referee and the opposing coach.
Yeah, Isco for me, what a special player. I'm delighted to see him get in here. I'm just wondering if he hasn't got a chance of getting in permanently. Who would they drop? Kroos, Modric, no. Casemiro, maybe. But I just love the way that Isco's creative, and he can look ahead and look at Bale and look at Ronaldo and look at Morata and slide them in with good service. That's what they need sometimes.
We can maybe get into some of the particulars, but again, it's a different team for Real Madrid without Casemiro out there. And with Kroos and Modric, they can do some covering. The problem is they tend to win when Casemiro's there. Bale,
good point.
Lays it off. Here is Isco. Appeared to be offside, but kept on by Lemos. Taken away in the back line, Pedro Bigas. Roque Mesa sneaks it through. Such a player filled with guile. Lays it off for Vieira. And now Tana. Take a look at the table as we speak. Again, a 1-point lead. Quickly laid off. Here's Hesse, but it takes him wide. Now to the goal line. Top of the box, Mesa. And that one might end up back in the Canary Islands.
To me, not too many chances are going to come Las Palmas' way. And they're going to try and hit target there. And it's easy to say, well, I was way out of the box. But I still want to see strikers make or midfielders make the goalkeeper work.
Long ball forward, and they catch him napping again. Cristiano Ronaldo, a little bit of a dirty look towards Morata. Zinedine Zidane Still probably not getting some of the credit he deserves, but that could come at the end of the season if he can keep Real Madrid on track.
He's saying the right things to me, Phil. He's saying that this is a team game, and I think he was referring to Morata and Isco coming on against Villarreal and getting the win. He says we win together, we lose together, that some will come off the bench and make an impact, some won't play. He said, I'm trying to keep everyone happy, but I have to make decisions. Now, I'm delighted he's got Morata and Isco playing today, because I think these two give the team a lot more energy. They graft harder, and they can make a big difference to Real Madrid.
Near side, Carvajal. Could be a good argument that Real Madrid with the best outside backs in the world game. Look at that from Kroos. Rushed a little bit on a rope. The problem is the rope may be a few feet too long. But with Marcelo on one side, Carvajal on the other, let's just put it this way, Gary, there aren't many that would be better.
Well, certainly with Marcelo down the left. I mean, look where he is. He's actually a winger, not a fullback. He's always up there, and he's so skillful. His problem is getting back to defend. Nearly on side.
Boateng, and you saw what happened there, and that's a tactical point. With Marcelo pushed up, look how high up Sergio Ramos was drawn. And if Nacho hadn't stepped up, Boateng is off to the races.
Yep. It is a problem for me. You can see Marcelo now. He's not a fullback. He actually is a winger. And so they're always defensively short, Real Madrid.
Ronaldo, a swing and a miss. Didn't catch it clean. No lucky Newcastle bounces there. Here's Hesse. Boateng out wide. Boateng, more of an attacking midfielder earlier in his youth, coming up through the Hertha system and in through the Premier League. But with Las Palmas using his force up front. A little bit of a rush, and Vieta wishes he had that one back.
I enjoy watching Kevin Prince Boateng. I think he's such a crafty player, such a clever player. He's played at Milan, he's played at big clubs, he knows what to do. But I think he brings a little spark of genius to Las Palmas.
He has been known to start a fire or two. Carvajal, some spin, but not enough to keep it in. Draws a round of applause, though. Morata trying to keep that one in play. Las Palmas rolls it all the way back. This is a island squad that has been a bit of an elevator team, although they do tend to spend some time on the lower floors more often. Ball crossed in, flying back. Ramos. Carvajal challenged. Mesa, even despite his 5'7" frame, winning it. And then a push ruled against Boateng. This Las Palmas side, though, Gary, loves to play an attack. Think about this, first of all. You're at the Santiago Bernabeu against, well, at the start of the day, the league leaders. And he's going out there with 5 attackers and an attacking wingback. Normally, it's the bus, the plane, the tank, and even the youth squad perhaps out there.
Well, he wants to play attacking football, Kike Setien. Good luck to him doing that at the Bernabeu. And it's looking at the last 5 matches, 5 losses, 1 goal in 5. So maybe he feels that if they're not scoring, they're never going to win. They're never going to get a result. So that's, you know, priority number 1. Let's score. I'm not so sure this is the game where you want to push forward too much, though.
Las Palmas tied for 9th in goals at home. But they have struggled a bit away. Only 4 teams with fewer goals away from home. Ramos back to Kroos. They turn that triangle upside down when Casemiro's not out there. You see Kroos and Kovacic playing behind Isco, which in some ways maybe plays better with those 3 attackers.
It can do, especially with Isco linking up with those attackers. And I guess as a coach, you have to think, what if Casemiro's not a ball? Good ball, he's offside.
Does he beat the line? He does, and he beats the keeper for the opening goal. A sprint forward through the gap. Cristiano Ronaldo draws the defense with him, and there is the man of the hour.
You mentioned Isco up front. We both got excited about his inclusion, rather, and what a good finish. It looked for a second like he was way offside. So I guess there's question marks as to who was marking him, but good ball in, good finish, and delight. Let's look at it again.
He sees the gap here, Gary.
He does. Not so sure what Danny Castellano is doing, trying to stand up there as the ball is being played. But good finish. Delighted to see. Now, as a coach, you go and drop Isco. Be my guest.
Drop Kovacic. He's the one that spotted it. Let me ask you, is that something that great players sense on the field? Because that, in my eyes, looks like something they spotted on the tape. Gareth Bale out there, Castellano distracted for a moment, and that's all it took to keep Isco onside. They pull the defense apart a little bit, and Isco with an expressway worth of space.
Yeah, well, it's good teams that can do that to you. You're busy worrying about one player, Gareth Bale, another one pops in from midfield, Isco, as we see Las Palmas trying to get back into it. I just question defenders who step up as the ball's being played. You step up beforehand, but when the ball's being played, you've got to go with your man.
Looking for the equalizer, and they find it in Tana. The Real Madrid lead doesn't even last more than a minute as Tana ties it up in Madrid.
What's going on with Real Madrid, Phil? This is happening game after game where they're conceding and they're not holding on to a clean sheet. I think Keylor Navas must be going mad at the back with them, because you've got to hold on to a lead when you get it. You've got to try and slow the game down, hold possession. This is not the first time. We saw it at Villarreal. We've seen it a number of matches, Valencia, Sevilla. Is it a lack of concentration from Real Madrid? Poor marking?
Sergio Ramos got aggressive and on the wrong side. He wasn't goal side when he steps up, and Tana able to turn in and shoot.
Poor play from Ramos there. You don't have to steal the ball. You've just got to hold up your man and make sure it doesn't get past you. But having said that, that's a great finish. Gives Keylor Navas no chance whatsoever.
Well, we were looking at some of the greats, and that brings back memories of a certain Raul Gonzalez Blanco back in his heydays. Never really the fastest, but very technical, extremely tactical. And Tana finds the net to tie the score, his 4th goal of the season. Barely a minute after Isco scored his 6th, and here they come again, and for the 2nd time Morata nets, but it's waved off by the flag.
Phil, would it be fair to suggest at this stage there could be quite a lot of goals in this game? What is going on here? Big holes in that defense. Let's have a look at it again. Ooh, I don't know.
It looks as though Bigas was level, and I think Morata has an argument, Gary.
He certainly does. But if Las Palmas give him that amount of space in the center of defense, he's going to get plenty more opportunities. I'm not so sure when it's happened that a striker's had 2 disallowed goals in the first 11 minutes of a game.
Still early. Watch it again. Facebook.com/BNSportsUSA. A little bit of a stumble on the far side. Kovacic lifting it forward. Morata almost offside, but kept on by Bigas. Here's Bale. Threads it forward. Isco rides the challenge, plays it across, but deflected before it finds Ronaldo.
Good play by Isco there. Just wondered, should he have had a shot on goal? Was it right to try and pass it? Difficult to say, but I mean, that's 3 great chances plus the goal Real Madrid have had in the first 11-12 minutes. So yeah, back to what you asked me about Quique Setien playing attacking football. If you want to take players out of your defense to go and attack, you're going to give Real Madrid a ton of opportunities, and they're going to take some of them.
Well, this is a trip to the mainland for Las Palmas. They were all the way back in the Canary Islands on the weekend welcoming Real Sociedad, who maybe showed a bit of jet lag yesterday in the early rounds. They'll be back home to welcome Osasuna. So after that, Espanyol, and then maybe a tough match against Villarreal and on the road at Celta. So this by far the toughest match, but Quique Setien fighting tooth and nail. Roque Mesa up for Boateng. Nacho just bounces off as he tries to challenge. 2 bosses at the bottom of the screen. Setien looking on as the ex-Madridista Hesse draws the foul. Take another look.
Yeah, his run. Castellano trying to step up. Look at his body language. In fact, Bale was on as well. If it wasn't Isco who could have got the ball from Kovacic, Bale would have been available. Very poor defending right down the middle of the goal.
Now by that line, and we'll see if we can find even a different angle, it looked like maybe a toe offside, but that would be harsh. And And in fact, if it is that close, the officials are urged to keep their flags down. Regardless, beautiful timing, brilliant pass, and a clinical finish. The problem, they could not keep the door shut on the other side. Was it now 45 straight games, though, Real Madrid with a goal scored?
They've broken the record that was set by Barcelona back in 1942 to 44. So well done, Real Madrid.
Carvajal caresses, Bale soars, headed wide.
Another good opportunity right down the center of that defense. You've got to be thinking, if you're a Real Madrid fan, this could be 5 or 6 if they keep on like this.
Earlier today, you saw Barcelona with a big win, although that one, at least for a while, looked like it might actually be closer. 3-1. Burgos, the Madrid product, almost made it a one-goal game. Here's Hesse looking for the lead. Created a good chance, but could not get the shot on net. Carvajal with him step for step.
Again, 3 yellow shirts against 2, if not 3 whites. That's not a good situation for Real Madrid to find themselves in. Comes off Carvajal's foot. I bet Hesse would love to have seen that one hit the back of the net.
Vieira directing traffic, top of the box. Mesa, he's got a good shot, looking for the corner. Stepping in the way was Gareth Bale. People forget about his defense nowadays, but that was one reason they were so hesitant to take him away from left back. Second corner of the match for the visitors. Quarter hour in, and the promise of much more to come. Again, Barcelona top of the table as we speak. Hangs towards the spot, looking for Lemos. Cleared. A swing and a miss. That one launched well out, and it'll be a goal kick for Real Madrid. Good look at the 21-year-old, ex of Ruben Kazan, out of that Defensor Sporting pipeline back in his native Uruguay. There you see our Twitter handles. Feel free again to use the hashtag #BeInLaLiga. And again, don't be afraid to check out our TV guide and use beIN Sports Connect. Granada Alaves, Celta Espanyol, even Dutch Cup play with Sparta against Vitesse Arnhem, and Matt Miazga, French Cup with Olympique Marseille Monaco, and Polish Cup action with Lech Poznan against Pogoń Szczecin. We could all do the Poznan today.
You mentioned a few minutes ago about Barcelona's win. They put the pressure back on Zidane and company, and this is the way it's going to go probably till the end of the season. You know, we win, put you under pressure. You win, you put us under pressure. Each time, either Barca or Real have to go out and try and get 3 points.
Let me ask this as a goalkeeper. That's one of my pet peeves that I'm surprised the IFAB in between beverages hasn't taken care of. That little touch inside the box. You get a do-over. There's no other mulligans in the game of soccer, but on a goal kick, if the defender touches it inside the box, you'd think it should be an indirect kick the other way.
But it's not. It's just taking the kick again. I don't write the rules. I just try and follow them.
Diving out of bounds to keep it in, Castellano, and he does, and does a good job. Here's Vieira. That is something that Real needs to be concerned about. There are not many teams in La Liga that can cause a problem with just the front three. Well, the front three plus a playmaker in the likes of a Vieira or Mesa, but Las Palmas is one of them. Maybe even more so now with Hesse. Castellano bumped away by Carvajal. Welcome to the big leagues.
There's been some question marks about Hesse and whether his commitment is still there to the game. He loves his music. He's out, evidently. I say this under advisement. He's out partying, and he's focused not so much on soccer. When he arrived at Las Palmas, we're thinking, come on, you're going to make a difference. You know, 4 losses on the bounce. He hasn't scored. You can actually say, well, is this the Hesse that is committed to helping football, or is he just there to have fun?
Let's just say, if he doesn't get it done in Las Palmas, it might be a while before, although he is still on loan from PSG. Here he is. Used to have that breakaway speed, trying to turn the corner. Carvajal with a little bit of a lean. Down he goes, but no whistle.
Yep, hasn't got the pace to beat Danny Carvajal. And you start to ask, well, what can Hesse do that's special? If he can't outrun the fullback, can he dribble? Can he shoot? He needs to show Las Palmas what he's got.
Well, tends to be one of those players that might just be good at a lot of things, but not really great at any of them.
Yeah, fair point.
Although there was that stretch just before his injury, and there you could see a good no call as he seemed to catch his laces together. Hesse, one of those players about to burst out before the last injury. Karan asking, why do you think Real Madrid has choked at times this season? Is it the defense, the injury, or tactics? I would say it also might be the simple fact La Liga is better than it used to be.
I'm not so sure they've choked. They're top of the league. They went 40 matches unbeaten. They have had a couple of games, in fairness to the person sitting in the Twitter, where they've lost more recently. Valencia being amongst them, Sevilla. But you're going to get those losses in the course of a season. I still think Real Madrid are playing wonderful football. They're positive. Look at those white shirts up front. There's three, four of them. Marcelo up there as well. It's exciting football to watch. My only concern is defensively. Teams like Juventus can beat them. Teams like Bayern Munich can beat them. Who knows even if Napoli can beat them in a week's time and get through. That would be my concern. They'll always score, but I think they concede too easily.
Tackle away from Hesse. Vieira thought about passing it back. Good creativity, but his pass just a hair behind Mesa. And Kovacic and Nacho doing a good job shutting down Las Palmas over the last couple. Kovacic probably the player with the more physical responsibilities in the absence of Casemiro. Not really the player that you expected him to be when he came up through Inter. Asking a lot of that pass out for the goal kick. Isco calmly tucking it home.
And that makes a statement when you score goals. Mind you, on the other end, Ramos, once again, in the last couple of games, he's got caught out, and he's such a great player for Real Madrid. You don't want to criticize him too much, but if you keep allowing players to turn you like that, there's going to be questions asked about him. You've got to get into the habit of having clean sheets. That's why Juventus, for me, have a great chance of winning the European Champions League. They give you absolutely nothing. Real Madrid, they give you chances, and that's not good enough. You can get away with it in these matches because you'll score a lot more than the opposition normally. But at European Champions League quarterfinals onwards, they can catch you out.
Javi Vargas clears it away. Now touched back towards Lemos. Stolen away in the midfield again. Kovacic a little greedy. I love that pass from Mesa. With his pencil-thin mustache. Razor sharp as he cuts it against the grain. Esse wide. Prince Boateng. He's filling all of the channels, dragging defenders left and right. And again, as I said, more of a midfielder coming up. So, not saying that this is that old 4-6-0, but the Real Madrid defense not exactly sure where the Prince is going to be. Another question from Twitter. Why isn't Isco given more playing time? And I guess it's one of those situations, a wealth of talent, and as our good friend Ray Hudson likes to say, good players keeping good players out.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's a very good question. It's a question I'm asking as well. I'd love to see Isco start. The thing is, who do you drop? Do you drop Kroos? No. Do you drop Modric? No. Do you drop Casemiro? As you said, they win so much more with Casemiro because he is defensive. And he does not make those sort of mistakes that we've just seen now and allow teams straight back into the game. So then you have to drop one of the front three, which generally seem to be untouchable. So he's Isco's unlucky, and is Morata, that they are players who would start for almost any other team in the world. But in front of them, there's even better players in the eyes of Zidane.
There's Mesa. Flips it far side. Ronaldo challenging and does harass Simon hard enough, getting it back through Isco. Ronaldo, nice try on the tackle by Gomez. Isco to the middle, flying in at the last moment. Castellano reclaimed by Real Madrid. But a player down behind, landing awkwardly. I think it's Pedro Bigas who's down, and it is. And he's taken a clash to the bridge of the nose.
Yeah, I think the moment there's any head injury or a sense of a head injury, you've got to stop the game. You never know how serious it might be. He did very well to clear that ball. He came flying in. He put his body on the line there. Have a look at it. Here he goes, flying in there. In fact, he's not the one. It wasn't him heading it. He got hit. Have a look here. As Danny Castellano comes in, he hits him.
Right into the back. Now, it could have been worse, head to head or with an elbow, but then again, it's not my nose.
That is painful. The problem is, if you want to play on, you've got to go on hitting the ball with a damaged, perhaps even broken nose.
Here, the first. And you can see from that angle as we take our 360 look, clearly offside Morata. He's been busy, been active.
2 disallowed goals. Although, again, as we said, if you're at the end of the line looking down, you shouldn't be offside. That's the skill, is to time your run. The person playing the ball in can't be looking to see if you're offside. You have to make sure you're not offside.
We look at Quique Setien as they continue to try and deal with Bigas, and doesn't appear to be happy at something. Now, if they do need to go to the bench, they do have David Garcia, but at 35 years of age, just celebrating his birthday, not sure he's the type of guy you want to try and be keeping up with Morata, Bale, and Ronaldo. Now, here from this angle, maybe, just maybe, a kneecap offside, but again, I would argue that's the type you want to keep off.
Yep.
And here with Donna, the goal of the day so far.
And Ramos won't be happy watching that. That's very, very poor centre-back play. You don't need to get in there and win the ball. Just hold him up. Do your job. Keep that clean sheet for a little while and start to dominate the game. Now, the back end, the crowd's all pumped up. 1-1. Makes it so much more difficult for Real Madrid.
And this might be more serious than it appeared. Again, it was a relatively hard hit. Take a look here. He runs into the back of Dani Castellano.
Or Castellano comes into him here and hits him there with a bit of an elbow, and I'm assuming it's a broken nose. You can see there's a huge big bump on it.
Wonder if it did catch the elbow as he flew through.
I think so. I think it has done. But you mentioned a moment ago, Phil, that Real Madrid have broken that record of 44 games, now 45 scoring. There's a couple of other records in the line, I believe, including CR7.
Absolutely, and Marcelo. And by the way, they are going to a slightly younger Aitami Artiles, the player who's off the bench, another central defender. And for Bigas, a good, solid defender, perhaps more known for that knee-to-knee clash that knocked Lionel Messi out for a while, but good in his own right out of Mallorca. But it looks like his day might be done.
Well, we hope him, we wish him rather a speedy recovery. Hope it's just a straightforward bang on the nose, nothing more. By the way, Marcelo, we see him there next to the ball. If he, or today, he equals Di Stefano's record of 392 appearances for a foreign player. Is that
second
correct?
all-time Real Madrid. Of course, it's a long cry from his compatriot Roberto Carlos, who has 527.
Good luck beating that.
Well, then again, that's for international players for Real. You look at the domestic side, and they're scratching 750. Raul with 741. Iker Casillas with 725. And Sanchez going back into the archives with 710. But still a commendable record for Marcelo, who's still just 28. So conceivably could have 4 or 5 years or more. Quickly in, Morata lays it back for Isco, but well defended. And from a Real Madrid perspective, no time for sympathy. They need to try and attack Aitami right away before Las Palmas gets a chance to build any chemistry on that back line. Curled around the run of Hesse. Zidane helpfully pointing out the direction for Bale. And he drags it away from Castellano into the box. Bale, square shot. Ronaldo hit as he strikes, and the ball bounds wide. Ronaldo takes a nick.
Gareth Bale doing well. A little bit lucky with the bounce of the ball. But once he's away, you're not going to catch him. Then it's a case of his head's up. He's trying to find Ronaldo. Good covering there from Lemos, just blocking CR7, who, by the way, if he gets a hat-trick today, he equals Jimmy Greaves' record of 366 league goals. That's in any of the top 5 leagues.
Close inside, smashed away by Boateng. Again, league goals. Ronaldo with 363. Greaves with 365. 366 make that for Greaves. Of course, that was actually in about 50 more games, although it was over the same time span in 15 seasons. Although they might have some company. Messi lurking around as he's over 330 already. Soft from Bale, but maybe a bit too soft. Mesa, the look away. Vieira flips. Here's Hesse trying to drag. Gets past Carvajal this time. 3v2 if they hurry. To the middle. Hesse lays it off. Far side. Boateng! Oh, what a goal it would have been.
Certainly would have been a great goal. Hesse looking good there at last, causing problems for that Real Madrid backline. Lovely piece of attacking from their own half. Build up here. Not much you can do for the Whites when there's only 2 against 2. Not the best of strikes from Kevin Prince. He's looking back as if to blame the grass behind him. Standard striker practice when you miss-hit a ball badly.
Do you actually practice that?
Looking back. It's the same with a goalkeeper when you miss-kick a ball.
15 minutes left to go in this opening half. Again, there's been plenty of action on the day already, starting this midweek round. Eibar with the win at Sociedad. Betis with a 2-1 at Malaga. Valencia beating Leganés yesterday. And Barcelona big over Sporting today. But there's apparently some more news from the Camp Nou. And Gary, I wouldn't say it wasn't expected. It's kind of like the predictors for the big one, but Luis Enrique in his post-match press conference saying that he will be leaving at the end of the season. Now, what does that do to this title race? In some ways, regardless if there was any problem, I think they'll try and go out in a celebration.
Exactly. I think that's a very clever thing to do. He probably does want a break. But you always have the option if you win the league and cup double.
They could beg you to stay.
Exactly. And you go, well, okay, in that case, I'll stay. I'm keeping European Champions League out of it because I don't think they can come back against PSG. But in terms of winning the league and the players fighting for their manager as a goodbye, I think it's a very clever move.
And you know what? It's before that second leg. And if there's a team on the planet that could make up 4 goals.
I wouldn't put money on it, Phil, if I were you.
The goal scorer, Tana, sends it long, headed down. Knocked away. I think Navas got a touch, and then Ramos took care of the rest. Here's Ronaldo on the break. Simon trying to slow him down. A switch for Isco. Those bow legs churning. Roque Mesa defending. Isco keeps it alive. But triple teamed, he'll be forced to retreat. Good work end to end. Close to Marcelo. Already tying Di Stefano for most league goals. 282, again behind Roberto Carlos. Good step up Ramos. Talk about that first goal, or maybe he was a little too aggressive, but that is part of his nature. Part of what makes him so great, Sergio Ramos, but maybe the technique victimized.
Yeah. There's a time, Phil, there's a time to get stuck in and try and win the ball. There's a time just let the striker have it in case he turns you. Well done, Morata, getting back. This is what we talk about with him. You don't get that from Benz, but you get it from Morata.
Here's Tana, help out wide. Boateng holds. Tana to the middle. Hesse the shot. Pings it off the face of Carvajal. And the loose ball falls for Isco. Well, after a bit of a slow start, the opening 10 minutes, Hesse has looked dangerous since. But they have not been able to actually get the ball on Keylor Navas's net since the equalizer.
Yeah, there was a header a few minutes ago that yeah, it was a little bit of sloppy marking in that Real Madrid defense. Kayla and the rest of the team clearing the ball. But in general, it's white shirts pushing forward in numbers here. Real Madrid very positive. It's just, I think you have to be careful how many numbers you all can't go forward. If the fullbacks are going forward, look, Carvajal up, Marcelo up, then the midfielders need to hang back.
Through Bale, flag comes up, yet another offside.
One of these, the flag's not going to come up. It's got to eventually, the timing's got to come right. Let's have a look. Yeah, no, he's offside there, but it's very, very close.
But that's not a bad idea. Again, with Itami off the bench, no real chance to warm up. And it was past Navas, and there was help charging in, but Ramos in good position.
Yeah, it's a free header in the box. Again, it's not the best. I don't mind if you lose the header, but at least challenge for it and put the striker off. A free header like that, that's dangerous.
3 matches going on in La Liga as we speak. All 3 of them tied at various levels. Check out beIN Sports Connect for more. 1-1 here. And as far as the league race, if this holds, as Marcelo launching it in past everyone, Barcelona would still be on top by goal differential. And actually by the odd point as well. Ball across Carvajal. Lemos, but he's not sure where. Vadas out, bumped by Morata, and a foul against the big man.
Yeah, any bump on the goalkeeper there is going to be given as a foul. I'd be tempted as a keeper to run into someone just to get the bump.
That never happens, does it?
Just Marcelo just tiptoeing past here. A little bit of a fun moment. This could have been called as a foul, but the ref just played on. Well, I get the sense that you know, Real Madrid are dominating here. They're in Las Palmas' half most of the time. Las Palmas playing on the counter-attack more often than not.
Everyone knows who Zinedine Zidane is. Many might not know Quique Setien, who is making waves. Return of Gareth Bale. It's been such a short time, though.
Yes, and he has had an impact. He scored in his first game back, and we see that he threatens. He scored in the second match, scored on the weekend against Villarreal with a header, and he will cause you problems. And it's maybe why there's a gap down the middle in terms of defenders, because out wide they're watching Gareth on the one side, Cristiano on the other, and forgetting about the middle, and that's where Isco and Morata have been having a field day.
Here's Marcelo pushing forward wide. Ronaldo churning to get against Simon. Draws the second man. Appeals for a handball. Fans at the Bernabeu agree, but so close, you rarely see that called. Vieira wide for Hesse. Head was down, has to wait, lifts, looks, launches. Marcelo in the way, and Ramos gets it out of the way.
Marcelo just getting back in time. He doesn't do his defensive duty that well sometimes. He just got back in there to make that defensive move. He should be there already, in my opinion, but maybe that's what you would lose. If you hold him back, you'll lose his attacking qualities. It's a balancing act.
Vicente Gomez, the defensive midfielder of the bunch. Part of that Las Palmas pipeline, though. It is an island. They grow their own, including Hesse. Although he was through Huracan before he made his way the roundabout route to Las Palmas. Nice cut, Kovacic. Trying to sweep it through the defense, but somehow missed the ball. Appeals for a foul afterwards, but I think the referee saying Las Palmas had already grabbed possession.
There were 3 white shirts there, Phil, that had all gone forward to receive the ball. If Kovacic could have just threaded it through, there was every chance of one of the players getting through one-on-one with the keeper.
Mesa, a little number 15, a bundle full of energy. Shorts pulled high, almost Puskás-like. Seven years of age, late again to Las Palmas. Actually came up through Levante.
It's important time now for Phil Farrell to try and get that second goal just before halftime. Just take a bit of pressure off and lift the crowd. You know, they've been huffing and puffing. Those first 10-15 minutes, they had a whole bunch of chances. Since then, it's not really worked out for them. So now would be a good time to create something special, get that second one, and relax a bit.
Nice turn by Carvajal, sneaks it across, and Javi Vargas, 34 years of age, but still lithe and quick of brain. Mesa in, Vieira dodges the challenge. Hard ball for Tana to handle, and the push is whistled. Talking about Setien, as a player, nearly 350 matches in 2 stints at Racing. Did spend a couple of seasons at Atletico before retiring. Very modest in his coaching resume as well. The likes of Poliegido, Logrones, Lugo, before Las Palmas called on him a couple of seasons ago. Vieira can shoot, looking for that corner, and just got under it.
I think there's a few of his fellow players that look back at him with the disgusted looks, and they've run all the way looking for a pass. The pass was on, and he went for the shot. Here's the handball. Nah.
And you know what, though? Hand away.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Was a little bit away from his body, but it's a bit too close for it to be deliberate, I think. Never easy ones. It's a very grey area, this handball, as we saw with the Villarreal call in favor of Real Madrid.
Varas, smartly, riskily. What would your coaches have said if you went walkabout?
They would have said things I could never ever repeat to anybody. This was yeah, offside there. This was never done in my day, taking risks like this and trying to dribble out and playing. And you often see keepers playing short balls, and more they're getting caught out. I don't think the risk is worth it. What's the benefit? So you pass it to your fullback, so what?
Ramos was looking left, passing right. Bale harassed by Castellano, in. Well played by Varas. Started to come out, almost got caught in no man's land, but back in time to deny Ramos.
He needed to head that over the keeper, didn't he? The goal that Messi scored earlier on this afternoon was similar. Ball high, and he just knocks it high over the keeper here. Difficult, though. You never know if the keeper's about to go crashing into your back, so it's hard to concentrate.
Hey, if this coaching thing doesn't work out, Quique Setien ready for ball boy. Don't forget, coming up in just a few, the Volkswagen halftime show, catching you up to date on everything that's going on around La Liga and beyond at the break. Quick feet from the holding mid Vicente Gomez. Tana. That's going to curl, but it curled too quickly. Nacho playing on his off foot inside right on that back line. Kovacic tripped up in the center circle. Real Madrid 17-4-2 overall. Only Barcelona have scored more. Meanwhile, at home, 10-2-0, still unbeaten. Only team that can claim that in La Liga.
Phil, the two of them, Real Madrid and Barcelona, are absolutely awesome. I don't think we appreciate them. I'm sure the fans do, but in general, we don't. I mean, they've both been European champions the last couple of years, both been World Club champions. They're both setting records. We've just mentioned a couple already. Games scoring, games undefeated. It's phenomenal football. They really are magnificent. Look at that. They're totally dominating Las Palmas. They just can't get the goal they need, but I'm sure it'll come with time.
Missing the run of Ronaldo.
And I guess if we're praising Real and Barca, we've got to praise Sevilla for even staying close to them.
And taking a look at Sevilla at the moment, they are in third place. Of course, they still have yet to play this midweek round. At the moment, just 4 points back of Real Madrid. 5 off the lead, and 7 points up on Atletico and Real Sociedad. Las Palmas 13th at the moment, Although if they do get the victory, they could climb up to 12th. If they could just win a few games away from home, they'd be in the European contention. They won the season opener on the road at Valencia. Unfortunately for Las Palmas, that means it showed us more about Valencia than them. Their last win. Here's Hesse looking for a second, sneaks it in. Well read by Ramos. Little flat-footed Vicente Gomez. Kovacic tripped up as he flew through. Simon, and he's going to go in the book.
They need to get a grip of things now. Kovacic and company started so well, threading balls through the middle. Does he get tripped here or does he drag his foot? I don't know if that's worthy of a yellow card there. For me, a yellow card is when you bring someone down purposefully or you stick a foot out in a dangerous situation. Anyway, it's given. Let's see if Real Madrid could use it and do something with it.
Final minute of regulation in this opening half. Las Palmas, as I mentioned, 1, 2, and 8 away. Carvajal with the defense backing off. Switches over to Marcelo. A high hop, and he's forced wide. All the way to the corner flag. Sneaks it in. Stooping to head it away, Mesa. Kept in Morata. Chips towards Ronaldo, but Castellano in the way. Given right back, though, and the fans sense something building. Quickly snuffed out by Gomez.
Frustrating for Real Madrid. If they're going to go into halftime at 1-1, it's going to be an interesting locker room talk from Zidane, trying to fire them up, energize them. They can't afford to let Barcelona back into a home match against Las Palmas. This would have been penciled in as a definite 3 points.
Good hustle, Kovacic again. Now Ronaldo. Defense adjusts. Boateng even back. Do not want to give up a goal just before the break. 8 minutes in. Isco with a bit of tactical new. Splitting the middle. The lead lasted barely a minute. Tana equalized as he turned Ramos. No scores since. Right in front of the referee, Hesse tumbles.
Got to mention the 2 offside goals as well by Morata.
In, bounces away, but no one can react quicker than Carvajal. Give and go. Carvajal tries to drop it back, but instead sends it straight to Mesa. Those 2 offside goals, part of 6 times Real Madrid has been caught by the flag, to just 1 for the visitors. Here's Mesa. Little legs churning. Hesse looked like he started the engine about a stride too late.
I don't think you're going to outsprint Marcelo at the back there. The space. They should be able to do more with the space.
They are spreading north and south.
There you go.
Curling around Ronaldo. Morata. And I'm not sure if Lemos got a touch. But somehow Real Madrid misses out.
Good defending. This is what you need. Slip Ronaldo down the side. Sensible ball into the danger area. Good. I don't know, did he get a touch? No. Yes. Either way, Morata could have maybe finished that off. You look at that chance and 2 disallowed goals, Morata, and say, it just really hasn't been my 45 minutes, has it?
Ball across to the 6, looking for Bale, headed clear by Lemos. You don't hear those same people commenting the same for Benzema, though. But it could have been a first-half hat trick.
It could have been. Absolutely.
Here's Bale. One more chance, perhaps, before the break. Driving it in, but Vadas was over. Again, the former Sevilla and Valladolid netminder just too quick. Las Palmas actually with more than twice as many shots as Real Madrid in the opening half. Possession 56 to 44 for the visitors. Although dangerous chances seem to have gone the host's way.
Absolutely. I would never have thought that they had more possession, because Real Madrid have been camped in their half at times.
And with that in mind, nearly twice as much time in the Las Palmas end. Ronaldo, and the left foot fails him. The substitute Itami right where he didn't want it, but he lives to tell about it. 1-1 at the half.
Frustrating times for CR7, Gareth Bale and company. They had their chances early on, and now they've got themselves a bit of a battle in the second half.
Well, we've got another 45 minutes to go, and we're all level at the break.
To become a regular in that first team, and they're prepared to put the hard yards in. And I hope they benefit. Morata in particular, 2 disallowed goals in the first 10 minutes. He deserves one, Phil.
Second half underway. Do not appear to be any changes. Just the one that was made in the first half due to what appears to be a broken nose by Pedro Bigas. Itami Artiles, the 30-year-old, brought back from Deportivo, stepping in. Jose Hernandez, Eduardo Vizcayart on our Spanish language channel. I'm Phil Shane alongside Gary Bailey, and taking a look at this first half. Feel free to send us your tweets. A lot of people talking about Isco and Morata. And at the moment, Barcelona may be the big story. Chance for Morata. Good hands by Javi Varas. In case you missed it, Luis Enrique, after a convincing 6-1 victory over Sporting Gijón, announcing that he will not be back next season. So much rides on that decision, and in some ways it takes a weight. It blows that gray cloud away. Whether you liked him or not, that's in the past. And I'm talking about now from a player's perspective. It's all hands on deck. You can put up with him for a couple of more months
exactly.
And just try and win.
Exactly. I think you're 100% right. He's not been happy. He's felt pressure from above, from the board. Maybe there's 1 or 2 players within his team and squad who are fed up with him for some reason or other. I think he's had a difficult relationship with Messi over the last couple of years. And this way, all the players will be on board. They'll all be saying, let's do it for the manager. Let's give him a send-off. And if you don't like him, the good news is we've got somebody else next season. So I expect Barca to give this Real Madrid team a sprint right to the end. And it could be a fantastic finish.
Gareth Bale and Jonathan Vieira. Now a red card. I think the yellow came out on Vieira for a push, but the retaliation by Gareth Bale is a straight red. Or was that a second yellow? They say second yellow. Let's take a look back. Unless he might have gotten the yellow for the push, yep, and a second yellow for mouthing off. We'll find out if Vieira got one. Here, the little whack
that's
on the heels.
That's a yellow. And then the push, if he's going to push him, that's the yellow.
But see if he says something here.
No, there.
There.
That's a second yellow.
So the yellow and a red. So here's the yellow.
Yep.
And Gary, what happened? Because Gareth Bale, well, he has been known to see the red missed before, but normally there's a reason.
No matter what it is, you're getting a yellow and you're kicked out. You deserve a yellow. Stop there. Don't respond. Rather fall over. You can't in front of the referee. That's madness. And Gareth knows better. He gets kicked all the time in England. He shouldn't be responding like that. Now they're down to 10.
And he will miss the next match at Eibar. And it'll be interesting to find out if he'll be back for the home match against Betis. Winnable matches, but at the same point, it is a headache that Zinedine Zidane did not want to face. And now, against a Las Palmas side that was already dominating possession 11 on 11, they will now have the man advantage.
They will. He's put his team in all sorts of trouble here. I'm just debating whether Zidane might bring on an extra midfielder, bring on Luka Modric, and take off Morata or someone and just try and dominate the midfield.
Ball falls for Tana, dances around Morata. Good step up Ramos, and the captain is on the hunt. Here's Kroos. Soft on the pass, but he gets a lucky bounce. Boateng challenging. A little push from behind and a free kick for Real. Now, referees have been in the limelight this week. Remember that ball that was whistled as a handball against Bruno and other penalties that were awarded that always seemed to go in favor of one of the two big teams. The argument always seems to be which one gets favorited, but it tends to be the smaller teams don't. Do you see anything controversial in the red card from Fernandez?
No, not at all. It was a straight yellow for the kick out by Gareth and a second yellow for the push in the chest. You cannot have a question about that. Neither can Real Madrid.
Ball lofted in.
Anybody offside? Yeah.
Flag is up, and that yet another offside. They were flagged 6 times in the first half, and here's the 7th.
Yeah, way offside. Well, hang on a second.
Morata might not have been
the one who actually gets the ball, but as soon as Ronaldo touches it, then he is.
No, because
he played it
as soon as he lays it back, it's a restart. Right. So I think that was by design from Real Madrid. So as soon as we compliment the refs, look what happens.
Well, that's the assistant ref. I tell you, have you tried being an assistant ref and looking down the line and figuring out who's onside and who's not?
I think
not
it's
the easiest.
Easier being a presidential spokesman.
But here's my question. How are Real Madrid going to respond? Are we going to see 10 men now really get stuck in, really work, come out there fighting, or are they going to get caught up in pushing and shoving and more yellow cards and red cards? And now I'm looking for a professional team, a professional performance, and Real Madrid at home winning this with 10 men in style.
And from a Las Palmas perspective, sometimes you might be tempted to instigate, to try and provoke. But at this point, with much of a half to go, you don't want to risk going down a man yourself.
Yep.
Ball almost falls for Morata.
As Palmas just want to play it clever now. They want to just try and get that possession away. They've got the extra man, counter-attack. They don't want to get involved in the shoving and pushing.
Setien being ball boy again, with the ball bouncing over his head. Volleyed it back onto the playing field. Instantly apologizing to try and avoid a card of his own.
No, I don't think there's anything nasty about that. But you will get little games being played by both sides now, so referee will have to be on his toes.
Ball in, Ronaldo almost snuck it in. And again for Las Palmas, this is a team that likes the ball at its feet. Hesse looking for that bit of breakaway, and in all honesty, it hasn't been there for 2 years.
Well, this might fire up the crowd. You might get the crowd behind Real Madrid, which they're not always expecting something now. They might give them a bit of support. Might get a few of the players like Kroos and others getting fired up and really, really pushing for this victory.
But I guess even more, does it fire up Cristiano Ronaldo? Just 25 touches in the first half of play. Dani Carvajal had twice as many. Now another. The card comes out.
This is tricky time for Las Palmas. Anything you do wrong now, the crowd, everyone's going to be against you. Yeah, it's a tug.
And again, he got lucky with hooks in the first half. Little German reunion between the former Schalke and Bayern men. David Bertoni whispering furiously. Ronaldo will catch up. Smart play back. Here's Morata. Rolls it square. If that was a shot, it was woeful. If it was a pass,
it was also woeful. Maybe he was thinking they had 11 men still, Phil.
Bale might have gotten there. Isco certainly not.
CR7 doing well there to get that ball, play it back to Morata. And you know what, if you're Morata, have a go. Yeah, it doesn't always work out, but...
Take a look at the table, by the way. Barcelona, with their victory, would hold on to the top spot. Sevilla, meanwhile, remember, they still have a game to play. They're taking on Athletic tomorrow. So it could get even tighter atop the table. And again, it could get even worse for Real Madrid. Las Palmas with the man advantage. See that little red dot at the top. And Gareth Bale has to be having pangs of frustration in the dressing room right now. If he could just take it back.
Absolutely, Phil. You know what? If you get sent off because you've mistimed a tackle trying to defend, or you brought someone down because they were through on the keeper, you're taking one for the team, but that was just downright silly.
Chance for Boateng. Nice tackle. Ramos! It seems to hit the hand, or was it the face? He's gotten away with that before, but not this time. He's saying it was his face, but the assistant pointing out to the referee, and now everything going against Real. Take another look at this shot from David Simon.
It's a good tackle here by Ramos, a risky one, but he gets it now. He's trying to get up. Yeah, that hits both his elbows. He tries to hold his face, but have a look at it again. Mind you, can he get out the way? I mean, if his both arms are tucked into his body and he can't get out the way, is it a deliberate handball? Yes, it hits both arms, but was it deliberate? I don't know. It's one of those grey areas again. Maybe we'll talk about it in the locker room tonight. Some will say yes, some will say no.
A chance for the lead. As you see, 3 for 3 this season from the spot. Jonathan Vieira against Navas. Off the boot, but it's back of the net. Las Palmas has taken the lead.
Navas so close to making that save, Phil. It hits his leg. He's fuming afterwards. He came so close to stopping that ball. There you go. So unlucky in that sense. But now is a deja vu. Down against Villarreal in the weekend. Down against Las Palmas. Can they fight back?
Keylor Navas guessed. Tried frantically to extend his legs to protect the middle. As a former goalkeeper, as we take another look,
it hits him.
Did you guess or did you read?
It depends, but have a look at his foot coming up here. He was so close to making a save there, Phil. Look at that.
We've seen him do that before, but if he would have stood, it's right in his chest.
Yeah, and if you stand and it goes in the corner, they'll say, why didn't you dive? It's guesswork. He went one way, but he keeps his foot ready to make a save if it goes down the middle, and he was so close to making that save.
And as you saw, we were talking about the history with the consecutive games with a goal. We were talking about the history with Ronaldo catching up to the legendary Jimmy Graves. We were talking about the history of Marcelo equalizing Alfredo Di Stefano, but the history that could be broken today, Las Palmas with its first win at the Bernabeu. Marcelo, tightrope on the goal line, bangs it off of Lemos. It'll be a corner.
Brilliant skills, Marcelo. Absolute magic from the Brazilian. Now the crowd are fired up. The players are fired up. This is going to be a cracking last 35 minutes or so.
Ball driven across the 6. Lemos again. Kovacic mistouches. Hesse a token challenge, but off to the races goes Vieira. Isco pokes it free from behind, but he got the man. The crowd is in it.
Players have to be careful. You can't turn around to the referee and start swearing and shouting at him. Next thing, there's another yellow, possibly another red. You know, just let the referee do his job and just get on with managing the situation.
2-1 the score. Hashtag be in La Liga. Be in the lead is what Real Madrid wants to do, and now they need to come from a goal down, a man down. Now it's a 2-point gap atop the table, and a victory for Sevilla tomorrow against Athletic would tie them with Real Madrid on points. Hesse against his old side. Hesse! Navas with the save. Hesse barrels in, wins it back. Taken down. No foul, no argument.
Ooh, I thought for a second that was another penalty. A rash tackle in the box. Like to see that again. Good save, Keylor Navas. Let's have a look at it here. They say coming inside.
Smart play.
Smart play. Good save.
Down the other way. Here's Morata. 2 goals annulled. Apparently properly so. Ball in front, and Vadas snuffs out the chance.
This is turning into a great match. Chances both ends.
Definitely not spoken like a goalkeeper. Long ball forward. Here's Boateng. Out comes Navas. Boateng. Touch. Tap. Goal. 3-1 Las Palmas. Navas gambles and goes broke.
It's all going going wrong for Real Madrid. Everything that they could do has gone wrong. A red card to Gareth Bale, 3-1. As you said, the goalkeeper taking a risk. Kevin Prince puts it away. We have a major problem here for Real Madrid. And I just wonder if psychologically this might damage them. In terms of, we get in one moment Luis Enrique resigns and Barca are all, let's win it for the manager. On the same day Real Madrid start falling apart. Is this an ominous sign? Onside in his own half. Goalkeeper's got to stay. Let Marcelo deal with it. Takes the risk. Wow. Now they've got problems. Difficult for Navas. Once he's committed himself, he can't bring down the striker, otherwise it's another red. Not much the keeper could do this time. Last weekend it was 2 goals to get Real Madrid back into it, Phil. And can they produce another minor miracle today?
Now 2 goals down, and again with a Clásico coming. It is a home match for Madrid against Barcelona. With a Clásico coming, Barcelona in the driver's seat, or at least let's put it this way, Real Madrid is not alone. Facebook.com/BeInSportsUSA. If you want to catch it again, I think Real fans might be watching through their fingers. Isco,
great
beautiful touch.
Oh, fantastic touch. So sure it's a free kick, but I guess Real Madrid will get anything that they ask for at the moment. Referee trying to sort of not balance the books after the red card to Bale, but certainly to give Real Madrid something.
Hangs in the air, glances around, pulled off the crossbar by Morata. His 3rd try denied. And now the other way, Las Palmas. Vieira off to Mesa. Short legs churning forward. 4v3 if they hurry. Mesa against Carvajal, squares, Hesse, rebound saved, Navas pushes it wide, and Real Madrid still down by just 2.
Phenomenal, absolutely brilliant play from one end to the other, crossbar just when you thought Real Madrid had scored. Las Palmas come back. Keylor Navas, well done, keeping his team in it. This is brilliant football. I guess it's heart attack material if you're a Real Madrid fan, Phil, but if you're a neutral, absolutely awesome.
By the way, that penalty by Vieira, the first that was allowed in league play by Keylor Navas this season. EN Sports USA, ESPN Sports, feel free to jump on board. Use the hashtag #MeAndLaLiga. Again, it's Real Madrid. It is the Bernabeu. This is a team that has proven it can come back. However, this brings to the fore one of my arguments for Zidane as to why it might be better to start Benzema. Ball forward to Tana. Ramos trapped and forced to put it out for the throw. Take another look here. Vadas might have even gotten a touch to deny Ramos. Regardless, the crossbar did. And here Hesse, quiet in the first half, anything but in the second.
Good save from Keylor Navas. The goalkeeper's got to work hard now to keep his team in it. They don't want to fall any further behind. They're throwing bodies forward, taking risks.
You can see Quique Setien, Ronaldo looking for a bump, for a foul, and he's not going to get it. Setien, 2-goal lead against a shorthanded Real Madrid. He wants more because he realizes it might not be enough.
Yep. True, it's not often you get 2 goals up against a 10-man Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. But again, you've got to go back to Gareth Bale and say that moment is when this match turned, and that was a really silly thing to get himself involved in. The first yellow was bad enough. The second, disgraceful.
David Simon almost ripping the shorts off Marcelo with that fake, but a poor cross to follow. Talking about the reasons why it might be better to start Benzema is the fact that off the bench, Benzema is practically invisible. Well, Morata has scored 4 goals in league alone. So if you need a spark, Morata's your man. In the starting lineup, you don't have that option. Here's Marcelo. Stripped away.
It's a very good point, Phil, that you make, and that's why Zidane's been oscillating between starting Morata and not. He keeps scoring, so he should start, but then he's better off the bench. Isco does well, but maybe he's better off the bench sometimes as well. So these are difficult decisions for managers to make. Who to start, who to bring on, what the best balance is. But now this is all about heart for me. This is about who wants it most. Come on, there you go.
And onside, looking for the extra touch, trying to cut it back, looking for help. Ronaldo across the goal line. Goal kick. It's been that kind of day.
Very frustrating. CR7, you know, this season more than any other season, he's messed up chances that he would normally take. Yes, he's not perfect. We know he's brilliant most of the time, but we need more. Right now they need more from Cristiano Ronaldo.
Isco is out. Vasquez is in. By the way, he is one of the 5 players who have scored off the bench for Real Madrid. Benzema, only one of his goals has come off the pine. And then Gareth Bale ejected, and Mariano Diaz not dressed the other 2. It's all in Las Palmas' favor. But can they hold on? Morata appeals that it was shoulder to shoulder. Now, you might not want to argue too much, David Simon, because he's already got a yellow. And the one thing that would be the quickest route back is if Las Palmas loses a man.
Yep, I think you're 100% right there. This is called game management. It's just keeping a cool head if you're Las Palmas. If you're Real Madrid, it's winding them up, getting at them, trying to get penalties. Got to use your brain at this stage of the game.
Good ball in. White shirts galore. But again, off of Ronaldo apparently, says Jorge Canelo on the far side, and Las Palmas quickly looking forward while Real Madrid was arguing. Hesse with 3 in pursuit. Hesse into the box, and Kovacic forces him back. Look on this near side. Tana's wide open. Vieira, though, can't. Las Palmas tries to knock it back, and now it's Real the other way, but Vasquez stripped. Tana can't keep his feet. Frustration, desperation, a bit sloppy, but boy, is it entertaining.
That it is. Absolutely brilliant to watch, and there's plenty more to come. I'm sure there's going to be goals. I'm not quite sure which end. Depends how much Real Madrid push forward and leave gaps.
As you see, it has been a long time, nearly or just over a month since Real Madrid, a year since Real Madrid has lost at home, and that was Atletico in the derby. This is tiny Las Palmas.
Yeah, and yet, having said that, Phil, the last 11 games, Real Madrid have lost 3 and drawn 2. That's just over a 50% win record. Something's changed in the last month or 2.
Marcelo's cross deflected.
It's not that Real Madrid that we saw when 40 matches unbeaten. And I'm sure Zidane will say, well, that's the ebb and flow of a team over a season. But there's something missing, and they've got to find it, and find it soon.
Well, there's still time. Midway through the second half, but again for Real, they pretty much need the 3 goals for the win to stay in the driver's seat. But even now, if they could just find those 2 to grab a point and stay close to Barcelona. Substitute, and it looks like it's the goal scorer Tana. Although he might just be coming over for discussions. Boateng, the second man out for Las Palmas. And is it Mateo Garcia coming in? Take another look here.
It's not the keeper's ball for me. You stay, you let Marcelo deal with it. You make it too easy. If the striker gets there first, you can't touch him. It's a certain goal. Rather stay, let Marcelo chase down the striker, and then try and come out and slide tackle him. So, you know, difficult. You've got to make those decisions in an instant. And besides that, I think Navas has made some superb saves, and I wouldn't blame the keeper. You've got to ask questions. How does a striker get through one-on-one with the keeper in the first place?
Kevin Prince Boateng with what could be the telling goal. That's his 7th of the season. And coming in, the 20-year-old Argentine Mateo Garcia, ex of Instituto, the tiny club that could in Argentina. Kroos trying to sneak it through. Back Vicente Gomez. Nice from Vieira. Again, just a little group of little guys for Las Palmas, but they're hanging on for dear life. Boateng, the forward. Garcia, more of a winger. Yes, Hesse will probably slide more into that center channel, and it does look like that's what's happened. Kovacic caressing. The ball in for Morata. Offside. I thought initially they were going to call the foul and not play advantage. But for the third time today, Alvaro Morata has put the ball in the net, only to see it whistled off.
This is not his lucky day, Morata. Is he offside?
Maybe by a slicked back hair.
But poor Morata. I mean, seriously, 3 offside goals, and each one of them was close or close enough.
And this one wasn't even him. 70th minute. Oh, Morata getting his frustration out, and that's going to cost him. Morata now in the book.
We talked about game management a few minutes ago, about keeping your cool, about not letting it get to you. You know, it's easy to say, sat here, when they're in the midst of the battle. But that's where you need cool heads, experienced players. I mean, it's a senseless tackle and it's a senseless yellow. And now, if he gets caught with some other yellow, he's off.
Kovacic, who did a good job filling in for Casemiro, but they need goals, so they're going to take risks. Benzema coming in. Still one wild card left, but this means Kroos will have to handle a lot of that defense by himself. And not exactly the speediest of foot.
You need fresh legs. I get the idea. Bring in the fresh legs, bring in extra enthusiasm, bring in people who can maybe, you know, stir things up and get some positive juices flowing through that Real Madrid side.
Ball played wide by Vadas. Momo, Hernan, and the ex-Barca boy Halilovic available on the bench for Las Palmas. At the moment, Pepe into the area. Across goes Simon. And unable to tap it in, the substitute Garcia. Let's take another look at that annulled goal. Remember, the hand of the defender doesn't count, but it does look like on the far side, Castellano might have kept him on again.
Sure, it's so close, so difficult to call, but like we said earlier, if it's more or less level, it should go in the favor of the striker.
And that did happen earlier with Isco's goal, but they did not get the break this time. For more goals, they still have Modric, Asensio, and James if they will. What's wrong with Real Madrid? Well, tell you what, if you have the answer, you might want to send it to the Bernabeu.
Yeah, it's not the same Real Madrid early in the season, but that's the ebb and flow of teams, of footballers, of players. And we were saying a few weeks ago, when we fell to Barcelona fans, don't be too despondent. There's a long way to go in the league.
Well, in fact, I know we were going to talk about it as Halilovic getting a chance to step out. As to, would you rather be the team in first looking over your shoulder or the team that's trying to play catch up? I can tell you where they'd want to be after game 38. But I think Barcelona's job might have just gotten more difficult. That's a warning to Vadas for time wasting.
You know, I'd always take the points in the bag. I always want to be up front with people chasing me, because they can't afford to lose. If you're up front, you can afford a loss. Real Madrid can lose this, and with the game in hand against Celta, still be effectively top of the league.
Well, touched away. Here's Benzema. Chance to make over some fans of his own. Flying in. Vasquez back for Benz! The engine was started, but he missed.
Wow, how many chances are Real Madrid going to miss? 3 disallowed goals, shots like this over the bar. Ramos had one about 10 minutes ago that should have gone in. Oh, everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong.
So Eider Sarabia, the assistant for Setien, on the bench, whispering words into the ear of Halilovic. I think at this point it's, don't let him score. Whatever you do, don't let him score.
He's probably also saying, tell everyone to calm down, tell everybody to keep their feet on the ground.
Hesse looks like he might be the player coming off. And the one-time Fabrica favorite. A few whistles as he forgets the way to the sideline. Nope, looks like they might switch it. And it's going to be the other goal scorer, Tana. Good match for Dominguez. And now Halilovic. So much promise, so little delivered. Out of Dubrovnik through Dinamo Zagreb, Barca, Hamburg, and now Las Palmas. But with Quique Setien, he might have finally found a boss that can bring out the best.
I mean, players are human beings to the point that your personality affects your game, how comfortable you are. Do you like the city you're living in? Do you like the players you're playing with? All those things affect your ability to play. So sometimes you need to go somewhere where the pressure's not too much, where the players are friendly, and then build your ability, build your confidence, and then go to the big clubs where the pressure is huge.
Carvajal pleading innocence. Doesn't make the bruise on Vicente Gomez any smaller. Unintentional.
But dangerous. It's gone the other way.
Carvajal will leave it. Kroos will deliver it all the way across. A little glancing header by Castellano. The fans in the upper reaches in white serenading Real Madrid, trying to will them forward. Down a man, down 2 goals. Vasquez in, eludes the pressure, fires the shot, but Vadas with the stop. Flipped away by Gomez, only as far as Kroos. Down a man, and they are pushing forward. James is out there as well. The final roll of the dice for Zidane. The playmaker extraordinaire, the man from Envigado. Well, Cúcuta by way of Envigado. But he might be sent away in the offseason, if you believe some of the reports. Maybe a chance to show he should stick.
I was going to say exactly that, Phil. If you want to stay at Real Madrid, now's a good time to try and get yourself a hat-trick. Just saying, just an idea.
Great play by Vasquez, who in many ways is doing the job. Casemiro looking on, unable to help. Doing the job that Hesse thought he would get the chance.
Certainly a number of chances for Real Madrid. I mean, they could have scored 2 or 3, but they haven't as yet.
Ronaldo headed wide by Castellano. Another corner. Real Madrid shut out on corners by my count in the first half. Ball across, headed clear. Hard to believe each team with 5 shots on net in the second half. 4 of Las Palmas's have been on target, and 2 have gone in. Here's Halilovic. Second effort as he pokes it free. Nacho laboring to get back. The Croat pushing forward, waits, drives, and a little selfishly watches it sail high.
Fantastic run by the youngster there.
One back.
Taking risks, but be careful.
Roque Mesa. Halilovic again retreats. Did have a decent season scoring for Sporting his first year out of Barcelona. Did Halilovic, but still waiting his first league goal since. Again, spinning to the inside. You see the talent. Bounds it wide near side for Simon. This is probably what Las Palmas needs to do more of. There should always be a man open. Marcelo lunging in to get it, but the ball going the other way.
When you've got the extra man, this is what you need to do. You can tempt Real Madrid into bad tackles, yellow cards, frustration.
Mesa wide. By the way, the Tana's still out there. It looks like it was Vieira who came out. Flipped by Dominguez. Smart play. Will it go across? Finally. So those final substitutions. Morata, the player coming out for James. So he got his chance, and he scored 3 times. Alvaro Morata.
And all were disallowed. Not the best day at the office, I would suggest. But an A for effort.
Gareth Bale, not so much.
No. That everything seemed to collapse after he got sent off. And both yellows were deserved, and both of them were silly, especially the second one.
Laid back Castellano, quick touch, a trip as Roque Mesa tries to complete the give and go. Tana taken down. By the way, of note, Fernandez Borbalon, only the 3rd red that he has shown this year, and only the 5th time he's pointed to the spot. Good run, Hesse, and he's on. Hesse into the box. Hesse reaching back. Navas again. Sent back, but right in the middle. But it finds Vasquez on the far side.
Good save, Navas. He's made a number of crucial saves to keep his team in it. Nearly saved the penalty as well.
Lucas Vasquez, apologies by Roque Mesa. I think Real Madrid doesn't want apologies. They want an advantage. Onside, late step up. Ramos too busy playing linesman.
Yeah. I think the defensive coach will be taking a long, hard look at today for Real Madrid. They have been very poor at the back at times.
Simon with his hands up on Ronaldo. Foul called. And again, Simon with a caution. Boateng had one. He is off. Sergio Ramos, the only other player out there for Real who carries a yellow. Less than 10 minutes plus time, and there might be a bit. Ball hangs in the air, player down, but the foul against Ronaldo. And a yellow for the dive. As though things could not get any worse.
Wow. What a bad day for Real Madrid. You're right. Let's have a look.
Hand up, and he's, you know what? He senses the pressure and tries to draw it. But Lemos with a stupid play that gave him the opportunity.
Yeah, but it's not enough to get you down. I get the arms around you, but every player's got an arm, or every defensive player's got an arm around. You need more before you go down. That he shouldn't have got a yellow, though. Why are you getting a yellow for someone who puts their arm around you and gives you a bit of a nudge? It's not enough for a penalty. I get it. A yellow card.
Ball to the midfield. Here's James weaving his way through 3. Chance out wide. Vasquez. Wrong foot's Castellano. Pops up. Seems to hit the hand. Not deliberately, though. Cleared away. On the volley. James, but wide of the mark.
Here we see it again. If that ball comes back so quickly, can't be a handball, I don't think. But the ball goes in the middle. There's nobody between Benz and Cristiano. They don't even get to challenge for the ball. Frustrating times for Real Madrid. Because they're making enough chances for them. I mean, only got a point to Morata's 3 offside goals to say they've been very close. It's just not happening for them.
Settled down, top of the box, Benzema, blocked, touched by Ronaldo, but blocked again.
I don't believe
they can't even put a goal on layaway.
I don't believe it. These are 2 great shots. Have a look, Benz, come on, tuck that away. You think that's a guaranteed? Blocked. Cristiano has a chance, blocked. What do they have to do?
All across the 6, headed down but wide of the target. Benzema and Ronaldo again left looking in dismay.
Another good chance. Let's have a look. It's a header. It's a clean header. CR7 is a fantastic header of a ball, and he's missed the target completely.
12 chances for Real Madrid. Actually, that would make 13. Only 4 on target. And 16 for Las Palmas. Is Gareth Bale's red the reason they're losing, or was it bad selection?
I don't think it's bad selection. We were all saying bring Isco on. We'd love to see him. Bring Morata on. He scores 3, but all 3 are disallowed.
You said bring Morata on.
Yeah.
I'm the stodgy one that likes him on the bench.
You prefer bench, but you've got to rotate. You've got to give other players a chance. That's the manager's job, to keep everybody fresh. Gareth Bale has caused his team's massive problems.
Carvajal denied. Ronaldo was on the ground again. Cleared. Nacho has to step up. That's the other concern now. Last gasp saloon for Real Madrid. They need Ramos and Nacho to push forward, which means a break for Las Palmas, and it could get worse. Lifted by Marcelo. We have not seen many crosses from Marcelo today. Now a collision. Hesse. Free kick, Real Madrid.
By the way, a good chance to mention Javi Vargas. Another good save from him a few minutes back. He's playing really well.
Lifted by Vasquez. Reaches Benzema. Ball bounces off the right-footed shot by James. Here's Halilovic. Nice job to keep it in. Just 3 saves for Navas on the day. 3 for Vadas. But 3 that got away. Hesse deflected, and reaching up was Navas. Glad that he did not drop to his knees.
Counter-attack's always on, but they can't worry about it now. Real Madrid, they've got to get this ball into the box.
Ronaldo looking, takes the extra touch. Now 3 in the box. Drives, deflected, bounces into the waiting arms of Vadas. Appeals for a handball. They're going to get it. The assistant on the far side, Jorge Canelo. This time, points in Real Madrid's favor.
He looks certain, the assistant ref. He's the one that's given it. You're quite right. Have to see it again, but that's only 1 goal. Real Madrid need more than the 1, but it's a start. Let's have a look here. Oh, you're turning your body, and these can be so harsh.
A glance off the hands on the cross by Castellano. It is a bit harsh.
His arms are not away from his body. He's turned his body to the ball. It's this grey area. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
Javi Vadas, who has a reputation of being very good on penalties in the past, but not this year. He's allowed all 5 that have been shot against him. It's Ronaldo to cut it to 1, and he buries it in the upper corner. Ronaldo on the board for the 17th time this season, but is there enough time for the comeback?
Yeah, we saw this on the weekend against Villarreal. What a great comeback they made. They're leaving it very late, and they need 2 goals. I mean, I guess at this point, at this stage, they'd take the draw, but ideally, they want the 3 points, and they're down to 10 men. So,
and again, leading 3-1. You know now why Quique Setien was contorting his body in frustration at the chances that Las Palmas missed to make it 4-1. It's a 1-goal game. And for those of you who don't like that old axiom that a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous, enjoy the next 3 minutes. Watch it again, facebook.com/BNSportsUSA. Tana, Hesse, tried the back heel. Again, extra man for the yellow and blue. Played square by the substitute Garcia. Here's Halilovic. Smart play. Find the open man. Retreat, regroup. Around Vasquez. Castellano. But he didn't have the legs. Gifted by Hesse, and Setien is furious.
Yes, he knows you don't want to give possession back to Real Madrid. He knows what CR7 and Benz are capable of.
Las Palmas won their last stint in the top flight back in 2001, a 4-2 home win. They have never won at the Santiago Bernabeu. Will this be the first? Barca tested by Sporting. The ex-Madrid boy Burgos almost made it 3-2, but then 3 straight for Barcelona and a 6-1 victory that was capped off by Luis Enrique announcing his resignation at the end of the season. 89th minute. Isco scored early. 3 straight for Las Palmas until the penalty. Nodded back, Ronaldo. Tackled away Vasquez. Corner kick.
Good pressure from Real Madrid. Just got to throw it in with the crowd behind them. The referee's under pressure. Just got to take every chance that comes their way now. A couple of minutes left.
Swinging away. Vadas plays back. Deflected up and over by the midfielder Gomez. They're going to take it quickly. James in front. Ronaldo! Off the fingertips and in! Real still time on the board.
Absolutely brilliant. They deserve it, Real Madrid. They've had chance after chance after chance. You've got to feel sorry for Las Palmas at the same time because they've come so close. But credit CR7. What a good header. He had chances before that. Could have buried them earlier, but they've come good. Can they, Phil, now go and win it?
And for Las Palmas, can they hold on and at least salvage a point? 3-3 the score. Real Madrid would be back up to 56 points. Still a point behind Barcelona. They would surrender the lead provisionally. They still have that game in hand against Celta. Las Palmas, meanwhile, 12th, headed back by Marcelo on the desperate lunge. Credit to Zidane's Real Madrid. Down 2 goals and down a man for much of the second half. They fought back to even terms. And if there's another goal, you'd have to guess it's for the Merengues. Amis, Lemos. Is there any left in the tank for Real? Wide for Tana. Back from Mateo Garcia. The 20-year-old cuts to the middle. Hesse trying to stay on. Looked like it could have been a foul against Kroos, but Fernandez Borbolon has swallowed the whistle. And it follows suit here with Carvajal. Let them play. Hesse, as Las Palmas still thinks there's a winner. Halilovic. Ramos puts it out for the corner. We're not done yet, Gary.
Wow, the tension, the excitement, end-to-end football, and well done, Las Palmas. They're going for it. They're not trying to hold on to the draw. They're trying to get back in front again. The players are tired. They've run their legs off. They're asking how long to go. They've both been absolute. Las Palmas have been magnificent. Real Madrid have responded after the sending off in great style. What a match.
Navas. Can he stop the bleeding? Las Palmas taking their time. Halilovic gets a caution for delay. Just under 2 minutes remain of added time. Halilovic. Knocked away by Carvajal. Still loose in the box. Almost poked 3, but Dani gets rid of it. Here's the hero, but it bounces up off the arm. And Las Palmas will get a chance to kill more clock. A perfectly placed penalty. Yet again, one more away from Hugo Sanchez in the Real Madrid books. And an even better header to tie the score from Ronaldo.
A great header. He had one earlier that I thought he could have buried as well. That take nothing away from CR7. Absolutely brilliant header.
Now tied with Suarez, but he wants one more. Simon seemed to be bumped. Vasquez turning away. It would have been a harsh call, especially considering the time. Final minute. Marcelo taking the express. Knocked back to Mesa. Now there's time the other way. Tana. Hesse wants it. Tana upended in the circle. That will be called against Nacho. 30 seconds left.
Time is going to be the winner here, Phil, by the looks of it. Both teams have to settle for the point.
It has not been the perfectly played game, but it might be one of the games of the season, Gary.
Oh, yeah, absolutely brilliant in terms of all the excitement, the shock value of Las Palmas going up.
Halilovic.
The silliness of Gareth Bale, we've got to say, been a disaster for Real Madrid getting sent off.
Here's Navas, and that's going to do it on the stroke of 93. Real Madrid drops 2 points, but drops to their knees in relief.
That man, Keylor Navas, deserves a pat on the back. He made a number of crucial saves to at least give Real Madrid the chance of getting level.